Good morning. Comment allez-vous? Testing, 1, 2, 3. Hey, good morning. Welcome to Forex.Today. It's 7:30 in the morning. A couple of hours before the New York Open. It's approximately London lunch. An opportunity for us to get together as a community of Forex traders. However, let me remind you that trading is risky, not appropriate for everyone. Your past performance, good or bad, is not necessarily indicative of future results. Please stay small, stay humble, focus on the long term, and never risk money you cannot afford to lose. Namaste. My name is Wayne McDonell. I am the Chief FX Market Strategist for TradersWay.com. Thank you very much for being a client. If you are not a client, then please visit TradersWay.com today. It takes 1 minute to open a demo. Give us a shot. Like I said, I do these sessions Monday through Friday here at Forex.Today. Except last Friday was the first Friday of the month, which means I'm at FXStreet.com, where I held Trade Non-Farm Payrolls Live 136, attended by just over 1,000 people. Alrighty then. I can't quite see. This is what I want. La 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 la. Alright, let's start. Since it's Monday, let's go through the calendar. Zoom in a little bit hard to see, isn't it? All right. So it's a pretty quiet month. Or not quiet month, quiet week. Which is fine. We're in the middle of summer anyways. Congress is on holidays. All of Europe's on holidays. It's nice and quiet. Not a lot of news. Snowing around to even hear it. Sort of like a tree falling in the forest, but not making a sound. Got an OPEC meeting. Cool. Some trade balance out of China during the Asian session. Great. Then it goes quiet again. It's all just kind of today. You know, just all kind of quiet. That can be good. And then blah, 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 blah. Not much. Some more blah, 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 blah. Chinese CPI tomorrow in the Asian session. Okay, that could be good. Any inflation or industrial production type data out of China would be important. Aussie home loans, yeah, if you're desperate. And then we got to skip all the way to the RBNZ interest rate decision, which is Wednesday, Asia. So right now it's all about Asia, huh? So that'd be interesting. See what they think. Okay. So not only is it an interest rate decision, maybe you get it back to 2%. Not likely, but maybe they'll say that they think that maybe one day getting back to 2% or normalizing or whatever could happen. Yeah, all right. So we'll pay attention to that. So another Asian session, pretty good. And then more blah, 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 blah. Blah, 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 blah. So what do you think? Should we care about UK industrial production? Nah, not really. Weekly jobless claims, okay. Foreign direct investment, no, not really. So now we're all the way to Friday. Friday, blah, 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 and then you get to New York and CPI, and that's a great one. And that's it. That's the whole week. So Friday, New York, Wednesday, Asia, Tuesday, Asia, Monday, Asia. That's it for risk events. It's not bad, right? Seems like a lot of Asia. Maybe something happens in OPEC, maybe. So it really comes down to whether we want to continue buying US dollars or not. Coolio, right? Not a lot in the way of greatness. Right? All right. So what? I guess we'll go through the charts. Let's start with euro dollar. Guess I just had it up, so why not? Euro dollar. How we say this in English? Okay, you can see the move we had non-farm payrolls, which is straight down. Two things at that time offered opportunity. Retracements, obviously. First retracement would be off of this low, which I have dragged across. The next one would be off of this high, which I've also dragged across. The orange line being more aggressive of a short post NFP, the higher one being more conservative, and we're on that first opportunity now. So the reason I got this thing going is if you drop into a smaller time frame, what I'm looking for is to measure a lower low. So you can see in this most recent area, no lower low has been printed yet, except that may have been the doozy. Because it'd be this low would be lower than that low, which might be followed up with this, which might be followed up with that. What do you think? So we can find out. A little slow doing all that, but anyways. So that's that. Let's go over to Pig Dog. Pig Dog, look at this. Down, 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 up, up. Resistance, 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 resistance. Moves, right? Moves down to the next level. Beauty. Okay, so your two opportunities now would be to watch a pullback into here or kick it off of this dynamic average. Down, 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 back to the 21, down, 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 back to the 121, down, 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 back to the 55, down, 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 double bottom. Oh, I'm sorry. Did I say pig dog? I mean pound dollar. Sorry, Sean. Yeah. thanks for speaking up. Feel free to ask questions as we go. Okay, so if you're going to kick off the 21, you're kind of in that area. Kiwi Swissy's a little bit in trouble. We have a bottom here. We have a bottom here. Maybe this will print a bottom off the S1. What do you think? Is it plausible? I mean, it is support, right? So it might turn to the north. That's what I'm hoping, right? At least to there. But if S holds, then the target is R. So it'd be like would be the week. So what we would do is take this top, kind of take it over there. So with that in mind, this bottom might hold. Okay. Hojo says, am I a bull or a bear? Well, I bought right here, because you can see the buy order. And I bought down here, because you can still see the buy order. So I'm long at this arrow, and I'm long at this arrow. Okay, you can see we have old stuff back here. I'm also trying to play. Oh, are you bull or bear? Okay, well, let's go back to that. Okay. Does that look bullish to you? The euro dollar. No. So what should you do if you suddenly get a lower low? So let's do this. Higher low, higher low, higher low, higher low, lower low. So what are you supposed to do as a trader to follow up a lower low? Cream, it's usually pivot points. Well, what you're supposed to do is look, okay, you would fib this and look for a 382, 50%, 618 Fibonacci retracement. And you'd also take the previous low here and drag this across and look at dynamic level of resistance Therefore, the potential is that you should sell somewhere in here, right? Does that make sense? Yeah. So where am I short? Right here. Right? So the next one to watch is this level. Get lower than that. Right? In that case, there might be a follow-up opportunity where we get Yeah, right, of course. 50% fib of it. It's all the same. Only the names will change every day. It seems we're wasting away. Okay, let's go back to last week. There's a little double bottom on the support 1 pivot. Okay, if you're a bear, you already sold it. And if you're a bull, you should be, it's a little trickier if you're a bull, because you'd rather buy it down here, but it's doubtful. So now you got to kick off the moving averages. Okay? So what you're trying to catch is this squeeze. Hang on. Let's see. Come on. There we go. All right. So we'll see what happens there. The yen just might do the move. Peso, we talked about clearly early in the week, talked about it again in NFP, that just the way that it's set up this month, you need to be a little more cautious. And sure enough, that was good advice. Do you trade this month? I don't know. Maybe this is the last chance right here. Mickey, why would you assume major money moving today? Let's do CAD and then oil, then gold. On peso or something? I mean, don't know. See, it's weird this month. Just the way it's set up. We talked about it last Monday. I'm like, I know this is supposed to be moving week on the peso, but I don't think it will be. I think it'll be choppy at best. Are you still talking peso? Yeah, I'm looking at monthlies, but you can throw down some weeklies. It's all the same. Okay. So I have it as an R1, not an R2, unless you're doing daily. See, guys, I don't throw down daily pivots on like weekly and monthly trades. Okay. So to me, it's not an R2, it's an R1. So yeah, I mean, yeah, I don't know when else you would take this trade than now. It seems to me if it made a higher high than this, I'd just be done, and I'd just leave it. Right? So you got some decisions to make for. Okay, so let's go to USD CAD. So this goes all the way back to not Friday, but the previous Friday's double bottom on a bottom. Double bottom at weekly support, which we knew 4 days earlier this was highly likely to be the bottom. Then we double bottomed on the Friday. Then we got a pivot bullish long off the swing strategy, right? And now she's still bullish. This is after like 7 weeks of straight down. So as long as we're above this, market's bullish. Your next buying opportunity is probably a retracement into this area. And it'll stay bullish forever and ever and ever and ever and ever until it stops. Right on, Kareem. I mean, you have to remember, like, oil was at $50 a barrel. Like, it's not that complicated. So let's go in here. We have a meeting today, so it'll be interesting what happens. So you got to be careful where your technicals mean less and less and less as we move into a fundamental market. So all of this is just range. 50 above us, everything else below us. Could I say we got weekly targets down here at the 4-hour 200. Bearish swing zone was here. If you were bear, definitely swingable. Up here at 49.66. Clearly $50 a barrel being psychologically important. But this is the swing short zone. And there's not much more to say until news comes out. Lies and damned lies, right? So we'll see. Once this failed, I mean, the lower high scenario did work out, but it didn't make the continuation. So this failure here just immediately drops you into a range. And it's probably something like this. And just stay away until you get a breakout. It's probably the safest way of trading it. And then some gold. This was, I think, a discussion at NFP about trading ranges with oscillators, obviously a different time frame. All right, so let's kind of go in here. What do you want to do? You can see someone played the 21. Other than that, there's not a lot you can do here, except look for on like a 15-minute chart. Look for a change of direction to the top of the range. You know you can't sell down here. Maybe at the very open of the market, which was just a few minutes ago, could have kicked it off at 21. But even that, you can see that would have been pretty scary, right? So really, you just kind of have to sit and wait. Is anybody going to do the peso? Oops. Oh, you bought it. That makes sense. Except I don't do that on this pair. That's interesting. I mean, there's clearly, like, once you get this higher high off the double bottom, it's clearly a bullish market. Doesn't mean you have to buy it, though. All right, any requests? How can Uncle Wayne help? Well, gold I just did FX. Pound yet? Pound CAD, are you crazy? Wow, what happened to this setup? Missing charts and everything. Well, let's clean this up. File, new chart. Okay. So bulls already bought it. Look at that gorgeous open up. So bulls are already long. And this shows me that the bear zones are a little bit early. So it really should be up in here. So maybe a high today and then down the rest of the week. Those were the days. Nice catch, Ron. Okay. So really, long bombers have already taken the long. The short zone is up in here. What can I say? If you're a bull, you're long. If you're a bear, you're preparing to sell later. That's pretty much it. I guess unless you're doing monthlies. So yeah, other than that, you just got to let it wait. Euro pound, nah. Euro Aussie. Kiwi dollar. Let's do Kiwi dollar. Quite a little pivot cluster in here, huh? So right now, I see two things going on here. One, this is a supportive area. And two, it's still bearish. Right? So even if you're a bull and you buy here, you kind of needed to do this to make you feel comfortable. So technically we're in a bearish market and we're at support, so you can't sell. Right? Bearish market, but you can't sell. Oh, so Peter, what currency pair were we talking about? Beast? Because to me, the stop's fairly easy, so. But I think you were talking about Beast. Okay. So your stop would be below the support. No closer than 50 pips. But it depends, no matter where it is. Okay, so like typically if I'm swing trading, so if you've taken the swing trading course, you would put your stop below the S and you're done. If you sell up here, you'd put your stop above the R and you're done. Typically, if I'm swing trading, I'll use like a 100 pip stop, 200 pip limit, or 75, 150 would be like a bare minimum. You know what? I don't think that's nice. All right, so I'm sorry. My chat just for some reason stopped scrolling, so I got lost on that question. And sorry, hang on. I don't know why, it just randomly stopped scrolling. Do I view the Kiwi as a canary in a gold mine? Blah, blah, blah. Look, we're in the middle of August now. Nothing means anything. You really have to get it in your brain. Nothing's happening. There are some opportunities where you shoot at rabbits, but don't read anything into anything at the moment. Like nothing means anything. What does it all mean, Basil? It's meaningless. If you were a billionaire, you wouldn't be working right now. I mean, look at the pound yen, the most volatile currency pair on the planet. It hasn't done anything since non-farm payrolls. Nothing. For hours and 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 hours. Right? So it's just like nothing means nothing. So the Kiwi will move this week because of the event risk that we already talked about. Other than that, maybe it moves on some of the China info coming out. US CPI is like Friday. I mean, we're way out there, man. Yeah, of course, Peter. Yeah. Of course. This with the news. Okay. So, is this the big opportunity? Yeah. Do you want to buy the double bottom? Right? Where do I put the stop, Wayne? Where do I put the stop? How about there? Okay. Is this the place you want to buy? Okay. Sabrina, there certainly was a sell opportunity in there, right around the midpoint psych level, but I don't know about now. So just put the plan together. This is, the better time is probably in the next half an hour, anyways. But what other amazing opportunities do you see? Role reversal? Okay. You can see it opened in a it opened in a bull zone. So it's very conceivable that you could have bought it right at the open. Okay. Are you going to treat it like a rising wedge? You going to play it that way? How did you mark your chart up? Just trying to simplify things more and more and more. So do you have something like that? Yeah? And how do you trade a rising wedge? Yeah, it's going to break to the upside. Higher low, higher low, higher low, higher low, higher low. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Pop near the apex. Yeah. That might be your analysis. I don't know if that'll happen, but that might be your analysis. Yeah, well, what about it, Brendan, right? So if you're a swing trader and you were bullish because of the wedge, this is your buy zone for a weekly swing as a bull. Just standard swing. If you're a bull, you just knew that. Couldn't have been more perfect. It was a gimme. Okay, so it doesn't look like we have all yen pairs going up at the moment. And, you know, it's only the second week of August. I usually get more serious about the third week of August. So John has this as a flag. I'd have it as a pennant. Very similar, I suppose. I see bottom, 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 right? I see higher lows and lower highs. So I would have drawn it a little bit differently. I suppose it doesn't matter. No, not much deep analysis here. So a flag is formed on 15 and hourly. Translate, looking for a bullish breakout. So this is what he had. See, I would have had it as a pennant, not a flag, but very similar. Down into the monthly support, gone. It's essentially a 382, huh? Oh, yeah, some comments? Sure, Johnny. So far, be ranging higher. Did you use the monthly? Because I think on your post you only have weeklies. Yeah. Well, it would have been helpful to have known, right? Just sort of, what? You guys gone? I've lost you. No. Windows has just turned off all my apps. I guess I shook. I guess you're not supposed to shake your window. What kind of idiot programmed that? Well, you know, if you move your mouse just way, you want to shut everything down. Yeah. I guess if you're watching pornography at work and your boss is coming around your cubicle, you just go, wah, 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 and everything goes away. Like, what else could you, why would you want that? Like, why would you want that programmed into your operating system? Oh, jiggle your mouse left and right and minimize everything you're doing. Everything, every app, minimize it. Why would you need that? Anyways, what I was suggesting to John here is that it might have brought him an extra level of confidence if he knew the monthly central was holding this thing up. Yeah, Microsoft annoys me. It always has. And Bill Gates richest guy in the world, and all he did was rip off other people's brilliance and then stifle other people's innovation. We call him a great hero because he donates his money, and yet all he did was steal from other people. America! America, I gotta love this. Okay. So, I'm watching gold, eyeballing that. Something on my watch. Weird. Cedric, I'll never answer a question like that. Just an FYI. Boo, 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 boo. Yeah, so I guess really we got the Kiwi stuff Wednesday. We have maybe some OPEC news today. You took 20 pips, Ojo. Right on. He's not just shooting at rabbits, he's catching lizards. I mean, it's the one spot to be trading it. I don't know if it made a higher high. I would completely ignore it for the rest of the month. I don't know, Hojo. There's, depending on the situation, T+2 maybe, right? Right? Tom next stuff, but yeah. But it's like, so again, looking at this, like when, what other time would you be trading this, right? So now you got to wait because this is a buy zone, right? Clearly a buy zone. The market's oversold, right? We're at support. So now two things are likely to happen. One, we get a higher high. Okay? Or two, it does something like that. So whoever just took 20 pips on a peso, I chuckle because if I shorted that, I'd be short for weeks. Like 20 pips just isn't going to do it for me. Sure. Right. Hey, I get it. You know, and to be honest, sometimes I'm like that too. It really, you know, often it depends on what happened to you the previous trading day. right? Like let's say yesterday you lost, or on Friday you lost 100 pips, and now today you're sitting on a 100 pip profit. Often I'm happy to get out with my 100 pips today to pay for my 100 pip loss. I kind of like wash my hands clean for supper, tomorrow's dinner, which is really not a wise thing, right? It's not the right thing to do, but it's human nature. It's not the right thing because if you're on a 100 pip trade, it might be worth 300 pips. You're supposed to do the analysis and say, well, it should be going here. I mean, look, if you have no idea where your trade's going, then you probably didn't know when to buy, because when you buy, you know where it's going to go based on where you bought, right? I mean, it'd be weird to trade when you don't know where things are going to go. But anyways, psychology definitely tiptoes into trading. Sure. I mean, you'd be a fool not to admit it. Whiz. I banged my watch into the wall today and took the crystal, scraped like paint off the wall. Now, tried to wipe it off, and now it's smeared all over the crystal. Anyways. Yeah, it's a pretty quiet trading week. I wouldn't get too excited. I'd look for the lines. So, like, for example, if you did get yen entry longs, yeah, well, maybe in Hong Kong, Daniel, huh? I get a better deal. If I got good bullish setups on yens, I'd probably buy and jam a stop, knowing I'm probably going to lose money. But I wouldn't lose a lot of money. But I wouldn't take 20 pips either. In a similar fashion to the Mexican peso. It's a monthly swing trade. I'm not capable of taking 20 pips on a monthly swing trade. It's a monthly plan. I couldn't get out a half an hour later for 20 pips. I'm in it for the month. So you got to get yourself into trained well, guys, where, let's say you risk 50 pips, but you're going for 150. Risk 50, go to 150. Daniel's a great example of this. We worked together a few years ago, and very quickly, he was doing like 1,000 pips, I think the first month or something. And a lot of it was just simply working on, having a more reasonable stop, but also letting the winners run. And not ginormous winners, but like 150 to 200. But when you're wrong, you know what I mean, where you could, if you put it all together properly, you can be, like we talked about this last week a bit, you could be wrong most of the time and still make money. Most of the time meaning like 60% of the time. Well, he and I worked together. At first it was 100, and then 75, and then 50. So, Daniel could do things like 50 150s, right? So his losers are 50 pips, his winners are 150. Now think about it. If half the time you were winners and half the time you had losers, you'd be very profitable. Right? But most of you guys are so used to shooting at rabbits all the time, and you're not making much money, so you start increasing your lot size, but because your lot size is so big, you got to have your stop so close, all of a sudden your chest is pounding because you have 18 pips profit, and you're like, oh my God, right? And just do the math. How could you possibly become a very successful trader with a career where you're paying your bills, when you're trading like that. I mean, just literally get out a spreadsheet and start planning it. And you'll just look at it like, oh, it'll actually never work. Having really small stops, larger lot sizes, and you're taking out 18 pips at a time, but you're also losing 22 or 25 pips at a time. So now you need a winning percentage of 70 or 80, but because of that, then you never want to take a loss because you could be down, but you can't afford the down, so maybe it comes up, and you start messing around with things, and you're just like reinventing a formula for failure. Or you could put yourself in a scenario where 60% of the time you're wrong, but you make money. You're profitable. And you want to increase your profits more? Let your profits run longer. But then notice through technical analysis when the trend is coming to an end. Maybe lock in some profit or get out. And also the seasonality idea. And you just have some general ideas of macroeconomics and such. And all of a sudden you'll know when to take the shots. And you'll see me, right? I test the fence, Put a little one here, put a little one there, put a little one there. But then as I start holding, put another one on, let that run, put another one on, let that run. So the name of the game is to be a little bit wrong a lot and be very, very, very right when you got it right. Just be very right. Just become righter and righter and righter. By maybe more and more and more. Folding in some trades, building up positions, right? But, of course, you need to know your technicals. So, like, when we see this and it's just dropped for an hour and a half, to say, yeah, it's going to come up now, that also helps, But at least do some analysis, like on a spreadsheet. It was how I traded when I first started. I learned a lot by doing like pro forma cash flow statements and risk analysis and stuff. And just try the math. If your average loser's 25 pips and your average winner's 25 pips, well, now you have to have more than 50% of your winners. Right? Now you need to win 75% of the time. Can be done, but it sounds like a lot of hard work. The other reason you need to let your winners run is the worst part of trading is paying yourself. I figured this out very, 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 very early in my career. Yeah. So I did analysis, and I found out through my analysis, the more I paid myself every month, the less I made at the end of the year. It's a paradox. The less you pay yourself every month, the richer you get and the faster you get rich. Correct, because of the compounding. So, what you should try to do is get through your first 2 or 3 years without paying yourself. And focus everything on growing your account size slowly and slowly. Just build it up, build it up, build it up, build it up. And you're probably not even ready to do that until you've traded for a couple of years and now you can consistently trade. Then you should go through your garage and your basement, sell things, sell your bike that you don't use, for example. Just go through and raise money, borrow money from friends, families, and fools, whatever, put it in your trading account. And then at that point, once you become a successful trader, Then grow your account for 2 or 3 years and not pay yourself. And grow it. And grow it. And grow it. And then pay yourself the most minimal salary you could possibly pay yourself and still live okay. But do not go after the Lamborghinis and stuff. Find out if you need to make like 10 grand a month to pay your bills, pay yourself just the 10 grand. And if that means you can't go drinking with your buddies or you have to drive your old car a couple more years, good. And grow your account size even more. Because if you add it all up, the least you pay yourself per month, because of the account size still growing, at the end of the year you're making more money, significantly more money, because your lot size is growing, not your paycheck. So at year 3, if I'm telling you, if you pay yourself very, very, very small, so let's say you made $10,000 profit for the month, pay yourself $1,000 or $2,000 and put $8,000 back into that trading account. And then you make $11,000 the next month. Still pay yourself the $2,000. So your account size grows by 9. But now your lot size grows a little bit more. So now you make $12,500 your third month. Great. Pay yourself $2,000. Put $10,500. Just keep doing this. By the end of the third year, you would be shocked what that grows into, simply because you didn't draw down your assets under management. No, don't base it. Base it on paying yourself the bare minimum, Peter. You have to really ask what your goal is, right? Do you want truly a career, something that you can do for the next 25 years? Then you need assets under management. So just go through the pain, right? It's like me signing up for a 4-year degree program at Harvard. It's expensive, and it's slow, and it's difficult. And I have to live there in the summers. I'm going to have to live there this winter. I mean, it's a big deal, right? Why can't you do the same? Like, all right, I'm a successful Forex trader. I know how to trade. I got a winning percentage. I'm profitable. Great. For the next 4 years, I'm going to put myself through pain and suffering so that I can pay myself just the absolute bare minimum I need to survive. And I'm going to sell everything else I don't need. I'm going to do whatever it takes, sell my car so I can have a bicycle, whatever. Put all that money into that account. And pay, no matter how much money you make. You make 40 grand this month, pay yourself $2. Put 38 back into the trading account. I'm telling you, seriously, 4 or 5 years from now, you're still trading successfully. Your account size will be huge. Your lot size will be huge. And you can now pay yourself. But if you pay yourself now and not go through the 4 years of pain, greed and fear and all these things are going to kick in. You're not very skilled. Because like I said, imagine trading successfully another 4 or 5 years. Imagine how good you're going to be. And now you got, like, instead of a $10,000 account, you have $1 million account or $500,000. You've got $250,000 in your account. Now you're making 20 grand a month. Pay yourself more than 2. Pay yourself 10 and put 50% into your trading account. Pay yourself 50%. Whatever. But push it off. Push it down the road. Be the big man later. is that it's really the big man now is the one that has the patience and the discipline. That you can just suck it up and build a company. Just think of it that way. You're building a company. And the first 5 years are going to be difficult. And all the money is going to go back into the business. Yeah, that's called every business in the entire world. But for some reason, a lot of people that drop into trading, they don't think that way. But you should. Imagine you're truly an entrepreneur and you're building a business. One with no accounts receivable, no accounts payable. Right? The startup cost is minimal. You get paid instantly. It's fantastic. So you're going to invest every penny you possibly can back into the business for the next 5 years. And you can't even start that process until you can make money trading Forex. Yeah. Oh, so my wife and I, early in my career, we just agreed we don't talk about the markets. Like I come out of my office 7 o'clock in the morning. I've been there for 14 hours straight. I'm like, oh. And my wife's like, how are the markets today? I'm like, what? Did you just ask me? So no, it was just because it's extra pressure. Now I gotta like, oh honey, it was horrible today. She's like, really? Because you were horrible last week too. When are you gonna get out of this? I'm like, oh my God, can you just yeah. So we don't talk that way anymore. Just, it's cool. It's just, it'll work out. If you have a bad day today, don't stress out about it. Super focus, work your way out of it. Just don't get yourself into trouble. But anyways, hey, let's go. Peace on earth. May the pips be with you. May your profits be above average. And I'll see you tomorrow at Forex.Today. YouTube, you got it. Anything for Pete? Yeah. Cool. Take care, guys. Thank you for being on my team. I appreciate you. Our hour every day or hour and a half every day is like the best hour and a half of my day. So can't wait to see you tomorrow. Cheers.